Flex, alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bros on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Of course, I'm going to have to re-upload this on my other channel because not everybody knows where I'm at right now as far as where I'm airing. As you know, my boxing channel has a strike and it won't be up until another, I think, 8 or 9 days, which is cool. One door opens, the other one closes, the other one opens. So I'm cool with that. I'll just re-upload this one, and that's fine. Whenever someone asks me what my problem is with so far these handful of fighters that I'm going to review that you see in a meme, and there may be a couple that I left off, this is going to be the video that's going to explain my position. So for you Johnny-come-latelys, for you people that don't know me and don't know how I operate, and you know, your favorite fighter pops up in my algorithm, this is the fight. This is the video that you are going to refer to when you say, "Well, what's his problem with this guy?" I'm going to say it here. I'm just going to say refer to this video because I'm gonna get to it, all of it. There may be a couple of people I left off here, but it wasn't worth me speaking on them because they don't move the needle anyway. This is the video you're gonna refer to. We're gonna go run down the line. Everybody on this picture right here, everyone in this meme. There are a few people that I left off here, but that goes without saying. For example, Dillian Whyte. If you're a Dillian Whyte fan, then I'll pray for you. I'll just say that. I'll pray for you. But these dudes here, you gotta explain each and every person here in this meme why I don't deal with them. What you're not gonna hear is me not dealing with them because of styles in the ring. That has nothing to do why I don't deal with them. You see, what you gotta understand is boxing goes beyond X's and O's. Boxing goes beyond X's and O's. And when you think it's just X's and O's, you're already a lost cause. A lot of people claim you know boxing, but do you really? You might love the sport. You might love to work out in the gym. You might be real good in the gym. You might be an aspiring fighter. But the game starts once there's major money in it. Case in point, how many of y'all knew that Larry Bird was a premier trash talker? On TV, you didn't even see that man's mouth move. He barely had an upper lip. But when you talk to the OGs, they were like, no. Larry used to trash talk. You just ain't hear him. You just ain't see it. I was just watching a video of Vernon Mad Maxwell from the Houston Rockets. He told a Michael Jordan story. He said, Michael Jordan tried to punk me. He hit me with an elbow, I hit him back, and we like nodded heads, and the ref was like, y'all all right? I was like, nah, we good. And the refs went to him and said, nah, we glad you did that. Because Mike does that. A lot of things people don't know. It's deeper than just the game. Boxing isn't any different. You can talk now. You guys say you love the X's and O's, but I don't see y'all flooding Stormy's chat. I don't see you hitting the like button when Scrapbook Boxing puts out a video. He put out 2 bangers last night about 2 classic fighters that predates me and him. But watch this. He told the story, and guess what it involved in? Cheating in the sport. And it still happens today. So with a lot of these fighters, I went from a place of concern. Okay, this kid is really good. I need him to be careful because of this, because of that. And I was told to shut up in a lot of these cases. Shut up. That don't happen. He's gonna be all right. Right. So I'm gonna walk it down because this may take a minute. It's gonna take a minute, but this is gonna be the video that I want all you brainiacs, you boxing big heads, you Tank or Shakur fans that want to fly in here. Oh, you just hating on Tank, and I tell you, I don't hide it. I hate the kid, but there's not a fighter on this page that I'm gonna say I hate because of their style in the ring or because they have a rival that I like more. No. There's only a handful of fighters that I do like because they maintain a level of integrity as black men. As it stands right now, Tank fans are on cloud 9. But what happens when it turns into a thunderstorm and things start looking weird in that ring? And I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I ain't got to wish nothing on anybody, but I know how this sport works. And when it happens to him, don't come around me looking for sympathy. Oh, did you see that, Drew? We don't know what it's going to be. It could be a robbery. He can get poisoned. It could be a glove that's not padded properly. How many times you heard me say this is a dirtbag business? What do you think I meant when I said that? Between it being a dirtbag business, people getting cheated, people selling their souls. So let's take this journey. And I see the chat, man. Salute to y'all. Much love and appreciation. But let's get to this smoke. Let's get to this smoke. I'm going to start with the OG on this page, and that's Sugar Shane Mosley. Drew Titan supported this man until I gave him a chance. But I supported him until fairly recently. Let's walk it down with Shane Mosley. Hall of Fame fighter. When he was at, I believe it was lightweight, seemed unbeatable. Came in there with the Bruce Lee physique. Very fast. Knocking people sideways. Had a hell of a career. Fought Oscar De La Hoya twice. Right? Had some bumps in the road. The Vernon Forrest fight happened. And we ain't never seen that before. Rest in peace to Vernon Forrest. Then something came along called Balco. And what y'all might not remember, because some of y'all might be a little young, or maybe some of y'all wasn't into boxing. For the most part, people in my supporters, y'all remember this. He became the face of Balco as far as it pertains to boxing. And Shane lied on the interview. He lied. 1 minute later on, he says he didn't know he was taking cream in the clear. But in the interview, when he was asked, he said he knew what he was taking. Shane, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Now, years later, in the midst of this Ryan Garcia thing. And I'm going to tell y'all, Ryan Garcia and a few other fighters are very relevant in this conversation because I'm going to point something out to y'all. In the midst of this Ryan Garcia situation, he starts bringing up Victor Conte. How did Victor Conte get involved in this Ryan Garcia situation? Because Ryan said his name. He had nothing to do with this. So this man jumps on Twitter and starts talking about, oh yeah, Victor, because he did something to me. He's shady. I'm like, Shane, shut up, sit down. Your time came and went. Your career's over. And with the Balco thing, you're lucky nothing worse happened to you. So you trying to clear your name after 2 decades, damn near. I don't know, what are you trying to clear? What are you saying? This was not the time for you to take a personal shot at Victor Conte in defense of Ryan Garcia. Oh, Daryl Big G, he is punch drunk. I heard him talk. Thank you, Miss Fields. Much love. He is punch drunk. He is a little, I hear his speech. I hear it. But here's the bottom line. He made a decision. It was a poor choice. And he's not taking accountability. Now you want me to grind the axe a little more? I'll grind it a little more, Shane. You fought Oscar De La Hoya 2 times. You beat him 2 times. A while ago, you could have reached out to your brother and gave him the fight that he needed to break through. And that was the man in the middle of this meme, Floyd Mayweather Jr. He called you out. You ignored him and fought Oscar twice because you was chasing that bag. Ain't mad at you, it's business, right? But what did you do when you was on the decline after the Burning Forest losses? You was barely a pay-per-view attraction. They picked you to die in the ring against Antonio Margarito. Shout out to Brother Nas. Rest in power to him. Steve Cunningham did a great tribute to him on Instagram. You should check it out if you follow him. You knock out Antonio Margarito, and then you pulling up on Floyd after you ignored him years prior. And what did he do? He broke bread with you. Something that you didn't do for him years prior. You really didn't deserve it, but Floyd was in a position where if he didn't fight you, they'd have called him a duck. Well played. But I guess it's business though. I'm saying that you should have fought him in the first place. You beat Oscar once, in my opinion. I know there's money in the rematch, but you should have broke bread with your brother. You didn't do that. But you beat Oscar, and eventually y'all fought, but the difference was the roles were reversed, because Floyd really ain't need you. I'll let all of that go. But you crossed the line when you did this. Anybody that stands in the pocket for Ryan Garcia, there's no coming back from that. And I know you have a personal gripe with Victor Conte. Well, go on your YouTube channel and stumble your words through that. Go do that. But don't use someone else's damn near tragedy as a means to vent your frustrations when that was your fault, man. What you went through was your fault. You did that. There's no coming back from that, Shane. Done with you. So I hope I'm clear on that. When people ask me, yo, what's up with you and Shane Mosley? I just explained it. Ain't no coming back from that, man. And I had his pops, Jack Mosley, in the Stronghouse. I had him on my show. Like maybe a year and a half ago. But Shane Mosley's a grown man. And Shane, your son is in the sport. I just saw your son doing a stare down with Antonio Tarver's son. I guess that was just something that fighters do. It's a big old joke. You know, it is what it is. But your son is in a sport that you know is a scumbag sport. And Shane, I rocked with you through your ugly divorce. Your wife tried to G you out bread and all kinds of stuff. And she's trying to give you melee on the day of the Margarito fight. She wanted you to take an L. And you didn't do it. And I supported you through all of that. And it's like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like these brothers don't care no more. It's all about self-preservation. It's all about what they need. They don't do anything for anyone but themselves. And they have no sense of community. None. And they all, at some point in their career, get treated the same way. And they don't think so. They make $1 million or whatever, and they get a little shine. And this social media stuff helps their shine. It grows their ego. But as soon as you lose, they know what that means. They love you on social media too, and guess what happens? As soon as you lose or look a little funky or get arrested, here come the memes. And you don't want that because y'all egos are too big. An example of that was, there was a year where there was a free agency in the NBA. And the rumors were, New York, the Knicks was about to get a whole lot of primetime players. I heard Michael Jordan was on the list, Reggie Miller was on the list, and I think Chris Webber. And they said, yo, they might be in talks. Or imagine if both three of those guys come to New York and they're playing with Ewing and Oakley and Mason, Derek Harper, John Starks is still there. And on sports radio out here, because there was no internet back then, on sports radio, they said it sounds good, but it ain't going to happen. And people were like, why? The fans say, why? They say, you know what? We love our city, but we are the hands down the toughest city, the toughest fans to please. And when they're winning, they'll be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the moment they lose a game that they ain't supposed to lose, back then, I guess the worst team in the league was like the Clippers. They said, let them get on there on the floor and lose to the Clippers. We're going to drag them for like 2 days. Make them wish they never came here. Because that's just how New York fans are. They said they ain't coming here because of the media. Now multiply that times 1,000. Now you have social media. Everybody, they don't need to call in no radio show and scream and holler at Mike and the Mad Dog back in the day. Out here in New York, Sports Radio 66, Joe Bedingo. I used to listen. No, they get on their social media and they go in. And everyone shares those little funny streams and memes and stuff. And these kids today, they don't want to be victim of that. So they preserve that. Which is another reason why a lot of us don't get the fights that we want. Well, all of us, we don't get the fights we want when we want them. See, Floyd just missed that era. But he understands it. Shane Mosley missed that era. But he understands it. And for him to have a personal vendetta over something that he had control of when he was in his prime. No one told him to take those narcotics. He did it. Victor Conte has nothing to do with this. He was minding his business. Only reason why people was talking about him was because Ryan Garcia. And then here he come because he has a personal gripe. Dude, you admitted you knew what you was taking. Was Victor dirty? Yes. He did his time. Did you? You ain't do no time. But you want to interview. It's on YouTube. We all saw it. They asked you, did you know what you was taking? You said yes. Years later, it was like, oh, I didn't know what I was taking. He's very suspect. What are you talking about? And here come Ryan Garcia. Yeah, see? Man, stop this crap, man. I don't deal with Shane Mosley, so now I've explained it. So now let's get to Floyd Mayweather, who's in the middle of that. There's a mixtape. You know, when people try and tell you, oh, Floyd ducked people in his division. No, that's an absolute lie. He did not. There's a mixtape. When he was on Top Rank, he called out every name that was a name. in the 90s, in the early 2000s, before he became a free agent and went over to the PBC, went to Al Heyman. So I never let anyone tell me that Floyd ducked his contemporaries. He never did. His contemporaries ducked him. He called out Acelino Freitas. He called out Joel Casamayor. He fought Jose Luis Castillo. They thought he lost the first fight. He ran it back immediately. He fought Diego Corrales. What y'all don't remember is Diego Corrales was a knockout artist. He was tall, lanky. He was knocking the crap out of people. He called out Prince Nassim Hamed. He called out all these guys. He called out Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. He called out the winner, and they ignored him because at the time there was no money for him. He was with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum may say this is the best thing I've seen since Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. He ain't say that about Floyd Mayweather, and he had it. He left him, bought out his contract. After he beat Arturo Gatti, I think that was his last fight with Top Rank. And by the way, he was the B-side in that. He whooped Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace to him. Whooped him. In Atlantic City. And then his career took off. Then he started talking crap. Then he became Money Mayweather. And we loved it and we protected this man. He was met with all kinds of racism, and it was crazy. And we was on here, and I wasn't doing content at the time, but I got active in the chat because the attacks on Floyd Mayweather became very racist. They put the silhouette of his face on the Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket, and it was all over YouTube. And it became a war on racism, and it was all because of him versus Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao ducked this man for damn near 5 years. Lying on him and everything else. And while we wanted to fight, what was happening? We're getting called monkeys and N-words and everything else. We stood in the pocket for this guy. He didn't have to fight Shane Mosley, but he did it. So I was money made all the way, out of principle. Because I'm on code. Out of principle. Stuck in the pocket for this fellow. I saw the character flaws, but I did my best to keep it boxing. I sure did. Fight number 50 was Conor McGregor. No, I'm sorry, it was Andre Berto. Fine. Now, he was supposed to fight Andre Berto because they say he don't fight black fighters. That wasn't accurate. Berto lost to Victor Ortiz. I call him Victim Ortiz, not Victor. So Berto dropped the ball. He lost because Floyd was at that fight and everything. And Berto lost. Okay. He fought him, fought him anyway. I wanted to see Keith Thurman. But Floyd was in a position where he did what he wanted. He did just that. He didn't fight Keith on the way out. He fought Berto, retired, but pretty much passed the mantle to Canelo. And that ideology where a black fighter has to fight a Latin fighter to make money and reach that upper echelon in his career, that ideology, which is outdated and it's not true, he passed that on or tried to pass it on to the people that the young men that he worked with. And I always thought it was BS. So fast forward to today. Floyd has done several things, and I don't have enough time in this show to prove to the audience, the boxing public, that he's a piece of trash. He's uneducated. He has no self-awareness and a ton of self-hatred. From saying all lives matter to dropping millions of dollars in Gucci when we are actively protesting Gucci. The POS just simply did not care. did not care. And got on his social media, says, I don't, he made it into a rhyme. What did he say? I don't protest, I invest. And he was wearing Gucci. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You say nothing about Tamir Rice. You say nothing about Philando Castile, Mike Brown. But you stood there and said all lives matter. There's too much information available to us for you to be stupid and just flat out ignorant. I know that you grew up kind of hard and you got personal gripes within your family, your mama being on drugs and your father selling her the drugs. I understand all of that. That's something that with all your money, what you should have did was go to family therapy instead of the strip club and buying up all these chicks, because that's not gonna make the issues go away. It's not. Having videos of a dozen chicks twerking around you, but I'm watching your daughter collapse and your kids don't know anything about money. They don't know how to run businesses. You just let it go and you tell Bill Haney, who's a respectable father, when kids get older, they do what they want to do. Okay, so why are your kids doing what they want to do? Why aren't they doing you what you trained them to do? I do things as a man that's second nature because my daddy raised me. My mama taught me better. I'm married with a family because that's what I grew up watching. Majority of my friends had come from a two-parent household. I come from a two-parent household. I don't know any other way. Any other way is alien to me. You took your money and tried to get away with your dysfunction, but we see it with a spotlight. And when you got on there and started arguing with your father and cursing him out like our brothers instead of father and son, the world ripped you for it, and we got online and told the world to give you a break. I'm not doing that anymore, especially after your behavior. Now, the last straw with him was with the all lives matter things, but I said, you know what, I'm just not going to talk about this dude anymore. Then you start doing clown fights. And then get a hold of these young guys. Right? And by the way, this man is far from perfect. And if y'all pay attention to detail, he told you what time it is. Bill said that Dev whooped on him in sparring, and that's the real reason why he decided to hang it up professionally. Now, you could say, oh, he was just talking, but he confirmed it when they had that conversation on Instagram. Bill, I'm undefeated under the lights. Oh. Like when Cameron asked you, hey, man, did you tell Ryan to come in 3 pounds overweight? And he said, well, I'm going to say this right now. There's certain things that I can't say because the New York State Athletic Commission, they could sue me. Yeah, you know what you didn't say, Floyd? You didn't say no. I didn't do that. You didn't say no. So absolutely, I think Devin beat your face in. It made you say, you know what? If these kids are running around now, I better get out the game. Good choice. Good choice. Prior to that, there was a rumor of some kid whooping on you and busting up your eye when you was in camp. Turns out that was who? Errol Spence Jr. But prior to that, that white boy done whooped on you, and that video's on YouTube. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He was on the show. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Put his name in the chat. He was on the show. That white boy whooped on you. Huh? Yeah. But you undefeated under the lights. What did Bill tell you? You're not undefeated in life where it counts. There you go, Rick. And salute to Paulie Spatafora. Friend to the Strong House. He's been in the Strong House too. So fast forward to that, you ain't passed no baton to Errol. And what sort of hating that you do? The Bud and Errol fight ain't happening until I say it's happening. What are you talking about, dude? I was like, what is he talking about? That means this guy thinks he has a lot more rank than y'all have reasonable cause to believe. And he thought he could stop that. And he didn't. But why are you trying to stop that fight anyway, man? What are you doing? You don't have a guy like this in your camp. And that's why Devin and Bill got away from him. You put out a mixtape to make Tank look good against Devin, 90 seconds of a 30-minute sparring session, doghouse rules. And they asked, yo, Floyd, did you put that out? Like I said before, I didn't put it out. Yes, you absolutely did. Y'all remember when he tried to stop the Ryan and Devin fight at first? Had Ryan saying, oh yeah, you only sold 30,000 pay-per-views. Remember that? And he's out walking around in the mall with Floyd. Like they're out on a date. 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 When I do that, I do it for a reason. They were out on a date, y'all. And yeah, I'm going there, y'all. Y'all don't know this business like y'all think y'all know this business. There's a lot of suspect broken wrist stuff going on, and y'all can ignore it. But I know what I'm looking at. Backshot buddies. I totally believe it. Floyd, Oscar, B-Hop, all of that. Bathroom B-Hop, all of that. It's right in your face. It is right in your face. Deeper than boxing. Yeah, they going deep, all right. So this thing with Floyd was absolutely the last. Well, I was done with him after the Gucci thing, to be honest with you. But he just kept doing things. And at this point, done, bro. Now I'm out loud about it. I don't need to protect this fool. Nothing. This guy is cancer. Exactly, Akondo. I already told them about Sugar Ray Leonard. He was molested as an adult during the Olympics. Go look it up. He talks about it in his book. The dude that did it, he ain't put him on blast, but it happened. So if you think this doesn't happen in boxing, didn't Rachel tell you? It's amazing what they hear when these fighters get to the bar and they start drinking, what they start talking about. Drunk mind speaks to sober heart. They have to, her and Nonito literally have to tell the kids, okay, stop talking. Stop. You ain't got to go there. Why do you think some fighters that you do know that are really good, they never crack that, they don't get that TV deal? They never really can crack the top 5. And when they crack the top 5, or they're mandatories, or number 1 contenders, you're like, why can't this person get a shot? It's deeper than the person holding the belts, just not wanting to give it. David Benavidez, David Morrell. There's something else going on. Some guys don't sell themselves. Exactly, Hendog. Why didn't Rigo ever get the shine he deserves? Think about it. Somebody probably came to him speaking in code. Hey, man, fishing trip. That's code, y'all. Fishing trip. And dudes that are men's men, they're like, oh, whoa. No. I ain't do that. I'm just fighting. I'm ranked number 1. I'll get it eventually. Nope. Froze him right out and nobody said anything. They just thinking it's boxing. It's bad enough he's a black Cuban, how do you market a black Cuban that doesn't speak any English? How do you market that to the American public? I don't know. But they didn't even try. They allowed 4 different fighters, none of them were black, to avoid him. They all fought each other, and what did they do? They froze him out. The same thing that was done to Floyd when he was on the top rank, and Bob Arum didn't fight for him, didn't make no case for him, and then get mad when he left. But in order to recoup money that I heard he lost and become this rock star, there's no doubt in my mind that Floyd had to sacrifice some things. And I'll just leave it at that. But once you sacrifice your soul, you become a slave to their rhythm. Shout out to Grace Jones. Which means now that you sold your soul, you ain't got to worry about a dime in your life because we got you. But you got to do what we tell you to do. And hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. So now he got kids coming up underneath him that he sees a lot of him inside them. And what do you think he's doing? He's trying to stump them along the way. Why do you think he had a stable of kids that are leaving him? It was all fun and games when Bill and Deb was going back and forth with, really Bill and Floyd was going back and forth with each other over this Ryan Garcia stuff, right? All fun and games, right? But when he turned his attention to Tank, it wasn't funny no more, right? This is what he does. Why do you think Shakur Stevenson didn't, out of the Olympics, didn't go to Floyd? He could have went. I remember when he was asked, why didn't you go to Floyd? And he said, it seems there's a lot of talk over there. A lot of talk. I said, that is weird he said that. Okay, we'll see how it plays out in a few years. And look at where we at now. Floyd's stable is falling apart. Tank has fights lined up. And what was he doing? He starts promoting his clown fights. Your prodigy and Tank Davis has a fight coming up, and you getting on there hitting the bag saying, oh yeah, Money Mayweather got a big announcement. Why are you promoting yourself if you're not promoting Tank? What are you doing? I stopped dealing with Floyd Money Mayweather. Hey man, you don't need my help, dude. You're Floyd, right? They're calling you Chicken Floyd. They're calling you all kinds of N-words and we online dealing with that. You were N-word, you were ER, and you were ER for defending him. I stood in the pocket for you because it was the righteous thing to do. And look at what you did to the people around you, and look at how you treated your black people. And I don't care what you say. People say, oh, these are not my people. Yeah, all right. We ain't your people until the big one happens. Right before the Cotto fight, you got into it with an NBA player and your baby mama. You were seen hopping a wall to get away from the situation. And they locked you up on some BS. It was BS, but they got you. Right after you beat Miguel Cotto, you went and did a stint in jail. And I think that's the same chick, magically, that was found dead in her car. Look it up, y'all. Look it up. Look it up. I think that's her. His baby mom was found dead in the car. Unsolved mystery. Coincidence? That really happened, y'all. She's dead. That happened. I'm not making that up. It could have been an accident. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of nonsense surrounding this quote-unquote brother. A lot of nonsense. Devin loses, and you reach out to Bill for what? Y'all didn't even have to have that conversation. Bill was on his live stream, and you came in under a ghost account. and did all of that. Like a girl. Wanting attention like a twerking girl. Look at me, look at me, look at me. You could have called Bill on the phone, man, and had that conversation. Y'all could have to have that argument for us to see. But oh yeah, this is a man. This is a man, and salute Sean. This is a man that cursed out his father. And the world saw that. You gonna tell Bill, oh, you look like you needed my help last night. Yeah, with friends like you, who needs enemies? You also told Ryan to come in 3 pounds over. Ryan told on you. Why would you do that, Floyd? Why would you do that? You got a personal gripe with Bill? Fine. We understand he's a better father than Floyd Sr. was. But what that got to do with Devin, man? Devin didn't do nothing to you, or did he? He whipped your behind in sparring. That's the word. And you didn't say, oh, Bill, that's a lie. You didn't say that. Just like you told Cameron, there's things you can't say because you can get sued. You didn't tell Cameron no. Did you tell, Cameron asked you, did you tell Ryan Garcia to come in 3 pounds over? You didn't say no, Floyd. You walked us around the block. I said he did that. Okay. I'm done with this dude. So anyone who asks me, yo, man, what's your problem with Floyd? Refer to this stream. I'm going to have to upload it on Drew Titan LLC. I'm going to re-upload this. So that's my problem with Shane Mosley, and that's my problem with Floyd. I don't deal with these dudes. And I'm going in order here. Next on the chopping block is Anthony Joshua, cheesing back there. Perfect picture for him. Super cooning and buck dancing, British style. I would prefer to him to wear white gloves and a top hat and smile like that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here's my problem with Anthony Joshua. I'm going to tell you the exact moment where he lost me. What y'all don't know is that we supported this dude for a long time. We supported AJ for a long time. All we wanted was him versus Deontay Wilder. We're going on like damn near 7 years ago now. He's a black person from the UK. They were convincing us that he was the next Lennox Lewis. I said, great. We got a heavyweight over here. There's a black heavyweight over there. I'm happy for that brother. We happy for our brother over here in Wilder. Oh, snap. He got 3 belts now. Yo, we 1 fight away from undisputed. Yo, we can get like a trilogy out of this. We don't know. And I was proud. And then we was introduced to a man by the name of Eddie Hearn. And I'm like, who's this? What is this? Who's Eddie? Why are we talking to him? You see, and salute to J Bean Boxing and Better in that super chat. Much love. He said, keep fighting the good fight, Drew. Salute, man. Salute to you. Salute to you. Much love and appreciation. I said, who's Eddie Hearn? What is this? I don't want to talk to him. And what surprised me was the amount of black people in America that were like, oh, no, let's hear what he has to say. I love this. I'm like, whoa. No, I know what's about to happen. No. We need to talk about making a fight and may the best man win. And it was, no, I want to hear what he got to say. No. This ain't the time for that, man. Why do you want to hear what he has to say? But every time American media mentions Don King, it's in a negative light. One of the things they say is, oh, he's a fast talker. He talked too much. He's a fast talker. He talked too much. He's selling the fights. And as a matter of fact, if anything, we got the fights that we wanted with Don King. Do y'all remember Don King pay-per-views or closed circuit TV events? Y'all remember those? Those were stacked cards. At least we got what we wanted with Don King. But y'all want him to shut up, and y'all want this loudmouth dude from the UK to talk? Okay. Okay. He gets on there with his shades on, and he starts talking. He did everything that I knew he was going to do. And one thing I knew was, I said, we ain't getting this fight, man. Now, back then, I said, all right, we ain't getting it now. We might get it, in 2 years, but even that's too long. It's the heavyweight division. Either one of these guys could eat the dirt. And I'll be damned. What happened? They poisoned Deontay and they poisoned AJ. AJ, did you find out you wasn't with the in crowd when they poisoned your ass in my city? Did it register yet? Huh? But I'm going to tell you when AJ lost me. It was right before they poisoned him against Andy Ruiz. I think it was after the Carlos Takam fight. I think. And around that same time, was it the Carlos Takam fight? It was either the Carlos Takam fight or it may have been, I don't want to say, it might have been a Povetkin fight. I forget. But AJ stands in the ring. First thing they did was they threw the mic in Eddie Hearn's face, and he was visibly annoyed because the rumor was Deontay was supposed to show up and get in the ring and have a stare down. And Anthony Joshua, when asked, hey man, the rumor is Deontay's gonna come here and get in the ring and stare you down, and I'm not kidding, do the research. AJ said, well, I don't know, there's no need for him to do that. If he tries to come into the ring, we'll call the police. I swear to God, he said that. I'm not kidding. Not those exact words, but he threatened law enforcement if Deontay showed up and tried to get into the ring. That's what he said. I'm not kidding. I did a meme about it. Shawa, you remember that, right? I said, did he just say he's going to call the cops? And then they asked him, why are you opposed to a stare down? And his words were, I don't want to get the funds riled up for a fight that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen if you don't sign it, man. Sign for the fight. Your fights, and then I'm dealing with fans on Facebook. This is how, when I was still on Facebook. Why would he get into the ring or a fight that's not even signed? That doesn't make any sense. You Americans, but dummy. Vladimir Klitschko got in the ring with him and did a stare down. Nothing crazy. They did a stare down. And that fight wasn't even signed. They stared each other down and got the business done later. So I didn't even want to hear that. I didn't even want to hear that. I was like, man, you guys are liars, man. He just did that with Vladimir Klitschko. A fight that I rooted for him in. When he got dropped, I'm in my living room. Get up, get up, get up. Because I knew what that meant. He got up and stopped Vladimir. And I said, that was brilliant. So now you don't want Deontay Wilder in the ring because, you don't want to get the fans riled up for a fight that's not signed. You just did that with Vladimir. That really happened, y'all. I'm not making that up. They did the stand down and then they got the paperwork done. But why Eddie Hearn was mad was because they thought Deontay was coming over there and he didn't go. Because you know who else was there? Dillian White. And y'all remember when, Eddie Hearn, Dillian White is his lapdog. Oh, in order to get to AJ, you have to fight Dillian White first. He's putting together this game of death style of tournament for Deontay Wilder to get to Anthony Joshua. You got to fight Dillian White. And then as soon as Deontay knocked out Dillian White, it was going to be Carlos Takam. And then he would have pulled Joe Joyce out of the ether. That was the plan. Y'all remember the zone fiasco? We have $100 million for you. D went to the meeting. Lou DiBella at that time was working with if I'm not mistaken, he was working with them to some capacity. He set up a DAZN meeting behind Deontay's back. But somehow Shelly Finkel, that was a violation of the agreement. And Shelly Finkel, I gotta talk to Tay. I think Shelly Finkel fired Lou DiBella behind that. Because he tried to go behind their back and, hey, DAZN, I got you the meeting of the minds. I'm the real estate agent of this boxing thing. Cut me a personal check. And I think Shelly Finkel was like, nah, get out of here. You're fired, dude. But D went to the meeting. They said, we got $100 million for you. And I forgot how many fights. Maybe I think it was probably 3. And all Deontay asked was, is AJ part of the deal? They said, well, no, but we got $100 million. You can fight this guy. They said, is AJ part of this deal? Well, no, but we could get you these 3 fights. And is AJ a part of this deal? AJ fought on DAZN, but he was a matchroom fighter. They wanted Deontay to sign exclusively to DAZN so he could be stuck there fighting a bunch of bums while AJ went on to do other things, and they could accuse Deontay, oh, you took $100 million. It's $100 million dunk. I knew it was coming. So when he said AJ ain't a part of this deal, I'm not dealing with it. Then the narrative was, oh, he ducked $100 million. Yeah, because AJ wasn't a part of the deal. Y'all remember this? They tried to put him in the blend. They tried to throw him in the mix. They put me in the mix. Didn't work. But here's when I stopped dealing with Anthony Joshua. Let me get back to that. All of that was a fiasco. But AJ was the A side. Remember I said that. AJ was the A side in that situation. Like Shane Mosley was to Floyd. And I said back then, all he has to do is make that fight with Floyd and see what happens. The brothers need to break bread with one another. AJ was the A side to this Deontay situation. The brothers need to break bread with one another. But you know what Anthony Joshua did? He stood in that ring. What did he say, y'all? What about Deontay Wilder? Remember when they threw the mic in Eddie Hearn's face? I can't believe that Deontay's not here. We have Dillian White here. I said, oh, why is he mentioning Dillian White's name? I know what the play was. I could just envision Deontay going to the ring of just AJ and Dillian White. He starts knocking people over to get to him, and they start getting to a shoving match, and that's the next fight. D's smarter than that. And I'm going to tell you something else. Dillian White ain't about that life, because they was in the same room when Dillian White was exploring his options in America. And it was at a PBC event, and Dillian White was there in the same room with Deontay, and he ain't even looking his direction. That's a fact. So he ain't built like that. So when Eddie Hearn's plan failed, and everyone asked AJ in the ring, so what's next? Is Wilder next? Yeah, Wilder has to do this, this, and that. And if Wilder doesn't concede to our demands, we'll freeze him out. You fairy. When he said those exact words, I said, I'm not dealing with this dude anymore. Do y'all understand? A black fighter telling another black fighter that I will freeze you out? That is blasphemous. You might as well have said, your mama. You might as well have called them the N-word with the hard ER. You might as well have taken a whip and gave him 30 lashes on his back. Black fighters are not supposed to do that to each other by way of principle. The black murderers roll. Well, a bunch of black fighters that were frozen out. They had to fight each other, but between all of them, they fought 108 times or something like that. Ask Scrapbook. Go to his channel. Those are fighters that never got a legitimate shot because they were so good. But to make a living, they had to fight each other. Go watch Champ Size documentary. Mike McCallum. spoke to Marvin Hagler and said, hey, bro, I was around. I was ranked high. Why did you ever give me a shot? And Hagler didn't have an answer for him. He said, Hagler just smiled and shook his head, and he said, yo, you know, we supposed to break bread. We supposed to feed each other, man. And I don't know whether, you know, Marvin was just done with, I don't know if that was after the Sugar Ray fight. It's on YouTube. It's on a channel that I don't deal with anymore. But you can find it. Y'all can go look it up. You can find it. These guys are supposed to help each other eat out of principle because there's a Black Murderers Row. You see why I say history is important? And here's how things come full circle. Here's what happened to AJ. Well, we saw what happened to AJ in real time. You froze Deontay out. They eventually took a belt off of you. They took your O. They put you in a position where you lost to Usyk twice. Now people don't trust you to hold anything. You're about to fight Danny Dubois. The word on the block is he sparked you in sparring. He's not scared of you. But where you could have been in your career, we're saying it was probably going to be in a better spot. But watch this. I just mentioned the Black Murderers Row, right? What did Champ Side tell us about 3 days ago? AJ saw his documentary and shared it and liked it. AJ, you ain't know about the Black Murderers Row? Where did you get that term freeze out? Where do you know the history behind it? You see why I say words are important? You can't just run around and say stuff. Let me get my nerd on for a minute. And don't lie, y'all. I'm talking to the men. Did y'all watch Teen Titans years ago? Not the new one. The Teen Titans one. With the two Japanese girls singing the intro. Did y'all watch those episodes? I did. There was an episode there was mad gems in that cartoon. That's why I watched it. There was an episode where this intergalactic hero came to their planet to help them do something. And he was this big old Captain Kirk superhero, and they all looked up to him. But Starfire didn't really like him. And we trying to figure out why she didn't really like him, and she was all depressed around him. And he had a word for her. He kept calling her Trock. Hey man, good job, Trocky. Hey, Trocky. Hey, good job there, Trocky. And then Cyborg, when she did something during the mission that was good, Cyborg said, hey man, that's a good job there, Trocky. And she blew up at him. You don't call me that. And he was like, whoa, what's the matter? You know, what's that? What does that mean? She said nothing and then walked off. And then at the climax of the episode, he started digging into her, and she's just standing there looking depressed. Robin had to step in. I forgot how it went, but he had to step in and say, yo, whoa, what's going on? And she was like, he calls me Trocky, but y'all my friends. Y'all not supposed to call me that. And Robin says, what does that mean? She said it means nothing. It legitimately meant you're nothing. She told Cyborg that. And I'm watching. I said, I don't get it. Why didn't she just tell him what it meant? She said nothing and then walked off. No, it really meant nothing. That man, an intergalactic superhero, Eddie Hearn, used that word so much that they just thought it was a compliment. But he, with her species, wherever planet she came from, he referred to them as nothing. Derogatory statement. Trocky. In boxing, freeze out. AJ didn't know what that meant. You know how I know he didn't know? Because he used it against his brother Deontay. Freeze out. Trocky. That might be a little deep. It might be a little juvenile, but I know what I'm talking about. When he said that, When he said that, I said, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. He's uneducated. I can't deal with him. And then a little after that, he sat in that interview and said, yeah, I'll fight Wilder. I don't know if it's 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. And at that time, it seemed far off. I said, this mofo, he done counted up 5 years already. Back then, when he did that, 2017, we're like legit going into 2025. Fight hasn't happened. So he kept his word. But Freeze out? Now you watch Champside's video. I'm sure Champside used the term freeze out. I hope you understand what it means now, Anthony Joshua. And that's why I don't deal with this kid. That's why. He's uneducated. He's no different from Floyd Mayweather. Uneducated. Now, you see, the difference is he is different. Difference is Floyd Mayweather knows better. Floyd Mayweather, he knows better. But he just doesn't care. He got an axe to grind. All the money, all the talent he has, natural ability, his brilliant career, it's not enough. Like the James Bond movie, the world is not enough. He's mad at himself. He has self-hatred. He's mad at his father. He's mad at his mother. He's disowned his seeds. I'm telling you, this man cries in the dark. I'm telling you he does. I'm telling you he does. And shout out to Jeff Spark. Salute. I'm telling you he cries in the dark. When there's no cell phones around and it's just him, he's in the shower curled up in the fetal position. He has not counted his own blessings. But back to Anthony Joshua. When he said freeze out, he might as well said the N-word with the hard ER. And that's why I don't deal with Anthony Joshua. He wasn't supposed to say that about his brother. Deontay running around trying to make the fight. And you had a bunch of people magically wanting to talk about seat sales and what Deontay don't bring to the table. It was nonsense. AJ was supposed to say, all right, brother, they say you don't bring something to the table, but you're going to bring it with me. And if you beat me, you'll bring a lot to the table. If the American audience doesn't appreciate you, the UK audience will. These boxers can't walk down the United Kingdom street without getting swarmed. AJ, heck, Shannon Briggs couldn't. David Haye can. Deontay Wilder can. They view the sport a little more serious than we do. I'll give them that. But for the lies, they allowed the lies for this guy. All manufactured by Eddie Hearn. But I expect that from Eddie Hearn. He's a promoter and he's a devil. That's just what it is. So I expect him to do exactly what he did. But AJ, you played into it, man. I can't forgive you, bro. I'm done. That's why I don't deal with you. Now, mind you, so far, the 3 fighters I spoke on, did I say they were trash in the ring? Did I say I don't like them because of how they fight? No. This has nothing to do with style in the ring. It has nothing to do with it. This has everything to do with behavior. And I'm sorry, I'm at an age where I look at things like that. This is called character or lack thereof. These are dudes that I wouldn't want to hang around with. These are dudes that I don't want to sit in the lounge with and just talk about life. They're incapable. And I don't trust them. Keep these N-words from around me. Now let's go to the Charlo brothers. Now we're getting into a point where some of these Johnny-come-latelys are just now getting into the sport. I'm talking about the fans. Jamal Charlo, let's start with him. I stood in the pocket for this fool. Canelo Alvarez ducked him. They invented statuses for Canelo to duck this dude. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. He was the victim in this, and nobody cared. And give me a minute. Shout out to NHB Originals in that Cash App heavy. Salute to you, brother. the Audacity Podcast, paying my tuition for the wisdom and game. Am I wrong for not feeling Shakur after flying that Puerto Rican flag? No, you're not. We're going to get to him in a second, good brother. I felt like that was a spit in the face to his black fans and his grandfather / coach. It sure was, and I'm going to get to him in a minute. Because people hit me up behind the scenes. And salute to you. People hit me up behind the scenes. And they thought that I was attacking him because he was biracial. I had it out with one of my brothers on my live stream. But his argument came from personal gripe and it came from another place. But we ironed it out, and it's all good. But it had nothing to do with him being biracial. It was the convenience of it. But we're going to get to Shakur in a second. Jermall Charlo was frozen out of a situation. He was supposed to get his shot at Canelo Alvarez, and they invented a franchise status and kept him away from Canelo. Kept him away. Right? And we went crazy. Now, the same cats that were telling me AJ don't need to fight Wilder for financial reasons. And I'm like, I don't care about the finances. The fight just makes sense. Those same people stood in the pocket for Canelo doing what he did. And I said, man, you guys aren't supporters of the sport. You guys are fans. You guys want to sleep with these guys, man. You guys are just different, man. Right in the poop shoe. So once I understood what I was dealing with, I eventually got away from, the Facebook boxing groups. So there's a bunch of lunatics, like the trolls in the chat. They're all on Facebook in these groups, doing the wrong thing. So Jermall, he didn't force the issue. He didn't force the issue like he was supposed to. But he had a lot of smoke for people that supported him, like Blue Blood. And I don't care if it was Jamel or Jamal. It's one and the same. Don't care. I don't care. Talking about you gonna slap my brother Blue Blood, I promise you, you wouldn't have got that off. These dudes are brilliant boxers in the ring. Street dudes, y'all are not. Trust me, I promise you, you wouldn't have got that off. Especially if I was standing there. You wouldn't have got that off. I promise you. You know how I know you're not built like that? And I don't care if it was Jamel or Jamal. They one and the same. When you see one, you see the other. Yeah, Hendog, he absolutely said that. He told people to unsubscribe. I think that was Jamel, though. But it don't matter. It don't matter. They one and the same. I look at them the same way. They're twins for real. They probably got the same fingerprints. He was telling people to unsubscribe, all because he misheard something. You know what it was? Somebody went to him and said, Blue Blood said, instead of doing his due diligence, he blamed Blue Blood for saying something that Blue Blood clearly didn't say. He jumped on talking about, I'll kill you. I'll slap Blue Blood when I see you. Unsubscribe for Blue Blood. I said, what is this? I said, man, you know what? We're going to be at such and such fight. If they there, if they step to you, all right, it's going to be what's going to be. I mean, nothing happened, but I was like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? But, yeah, when Danny Jacobs pressed you in Brooklyn, you went from lion to kitten. We all saw it. Yeah, lions in the camp. Yeah, lions in the camp. Danny Jacobs says, oh, been looking for you. And magically, you got quiet. Right there. I say, yeah, okay. I already know what time it is with this dude. If you was a tough guy, you're not only tough in Texas, you tough wherever the soles of your shoes hit. Don't care. You ain't built like that. Well, eventually you lost your mind and you crying for no reason and you got all kinds of stuff. Go sit down, man. Go sit down. Now let's get to your brother. We supported this dude. He lost a fight, came back, won by knockout, fought to a draw. And I'm accelerating this because I want to get to everybody. Fought to a draw with the Argentinian, won by knockout. We stood in the pocket. You at the press conference chanting USA, but the USA chants was, matter of fact, nobody got your back with the USA chants. It was drowned out by the Argentinian fans that were there. They told you nobody even wants you here. We stood by you, all of that, through all of that stuff. But here's the thing, and I brought up that fight for a reason. You're chanting USA, nobody got your back. You was drowned out by Argentinian fans, and the American Argentinian fans told you nobody even wants you here. I did a little short video about that, and I looped it so y'all could hear it. Because the woman that said that had an American accent, which means she was born in America, but her parents or grandparents are from Argentina. Chick, you're American. And you let that woman that claims Argentina, but she's American, tell you to your face, nobody even wants you here. She didn't mean the venue. She meant the whole country. She knew what she was saying. So I looped that, hoping that someone sent that to you. So you as a black man know what we're dealing with here. You can ignore racism and say, oh man, you know, what's up? Yeah, man. Yeah, you keep telling yourself it don't exist. I know what goes on. You got the knockout, we celebrated. So Deontay is going into his third fight with Tyson Fury. He gets on Instagram, and everyone's anticipating what's going to be said. And I'm listening, and I'll never forget this. I'm listening, and I'm looking at the chat, and I know there's trolls in there. Looking at the chat. And I see Jamel there in the chat. And yeah, I liked it when he went in on Carpenter too. I did. And after all of that, he's in the chat with Deontay. Well, Deontay's doing an interview with Showtime. And I see Jamel in the chat, and I'm like, that's really him. First thing he says is, it's not about race. I'm like, is that really him? It's not about race. And I'm just reading. Race don't matter. Skills pay the bills. Y'all remember that? And Deontay didn't even say anything racist. He said, yeah, you know, people got a problem with me, you know, my style of fight, my chocolate skin. And you remember they shot a buzz, they zapped the live. Y'all ever heard Champ Side scream, wow, they cut him off? You remember that? That was over that. Did y'all know that? When Champ Side plays that soundbite of him talking about, wow, they cut him off, that was over that. As soon as Deontay said they got a problem with my fighting style, when they see this chocolate skin, they zap the feed. So when I tell y'all that they have people in place in these social media platforms that monitor what we do, and if they even think we're being racist, they stop what we're doing. Y'all thought we was playing? It only happens. I get the funniest streams. My streams start acting funny, it solidified when I was on here talking about Ryan, and they zapped my feed. Didn't even give me a strike. They just zapped me. Y'all remember that? I had to start a whole new stream, and I said, what the F? Normally, when they stop you, when YouTube decides they're going to stop you in midstream, They say, nope, you're getting a strike with this. You can't even go live. They zap me. People start texting me. What happened? I said, I don't know. Let me see something. I uploaded a new live and I said, okay, I'm live. You can't stop me. The name of the second live is You Can't Stop Me. So I said, well, damn, what did I do? YouTube had to re-upload the stream that they zapped and send me an email talking about great news, it's fully monetized. I said, uh-huh. Who's watching my stuff that they had to do that? I was talking about the racial element, but I wasn't belligerent. Oh, well, AI states if you're in violation. Okay, well, I wasn't. So is AI wrong? Oh, well, after AI, it goes into manual review. It does? So it wasn't the AI. Somebody was manually reviewing my things. And I got so deep on the Ryan Garcia Protection Agency, they zapped my feed. Why do you think? I say it's somebody from the broken wrist community out there in California, San Francisco to be exact, that is paid or just took it upon himself with his rainbow flag hanging over his futon to watch what I do whenever I do it. As soon as I get into telling the truth about the favors for flavors in boxing, this dude, and I use the term loosely, gets offended and starts zapping my feeds and not allowing full monetization on my videos. Now do you understand the, and of course, it only happens when I'm talking about Ryan Garcia or Canelo Alvarez. So two things I strongly suspect. Number one, the person's Latin. Number two, he's a part of that broken wrist community. Do y'all understand Miguel now? Miguel! I'm not cursing. I can't even deny or confirm that it's true. I can't. But it's awfully suspect, ain't it? Miguel! Y'all understand it now? I'll explain it again when I get back to my bigger channel. It's okay. Yeah, JDM, that was the one. It's some broken wrist dude that speaks two languages. Let's just say that, because we got to be careful. So what I've done is I've systematically disarmed them. You notice I've cleaned up my language. There's certain sound bites that you're never going to hear again, but I'm telling y'all, if y'all want me raw and uncut, I'm going to be on Rumble soon. I'm going to be on Rumble real soon. Y'all can follow me over there. Y'all can follow Reef the Watcher. I'll be raw and uncut over there. But there's certain sound bites that I'm no longer going to play on this YouTube platform. True Boxing Night, salute. So y'all understand Miguel now? I'm throwing jabs at them. Miguel! Stinky walls, stinky brown painted walls. That's who's watching our material. But let me get back to what we're talking about here. So Mel got in that comment section and said that, and everyone in that comment section, even some of the brothers and sisters that we knew, started adding Mel. Like, Mel, what are you talking about, man? And here's the mind F. These two fools was in my city and went to a gym, and something happened in the gym, and they claimed racism. They claimed that they were being treated unfairly due to their race. So how dare you, in a sport that you participate in, cry about racism? Either it exists or it doesn't. Skills pay the bills, but you fought to a draw. Skills pay the bills, but you lost a fight in the ring. What, you lack skills that night? What happened, man? Or are you jealous of your brother Deontay because all y'all say he has is a right hand, and he's not the heaviest of guys, but he has one of the most feared right hands in boxing, probably the most feared right hand in boxing history. at 215 pounds. And y'all hate him for that. Ain't no one told you to get on there and do that. Why don't you just get on there and say, hey, man, salute, bro. We got you. We coming. We coming to support. Lines in the camp. You didn't do that. Andre Dirrell didn't do that. I didn't put him up here because he's not doing anything in his career. But he's another one. Andre Dirrell. What are you talking about, dude? You know what you did, man. So you're going to cry racism in my city. And by the way, that same night that Danny Jacobs stepped to you and sunned you, you went to a club that night, put your purse down. I'm not kidding. This is a true story. This dude put his man purse down, and one of those chicks in the club lifted the purse, had like $20,000 in it. And you see those chicks leaving the club with his man bag. I'm not kidding. That really happened. You got robbed by some chicks. I mean, they got caught, but come on, man. You're not street smart. Why are you putting your man purse on a table in a club in New York? What is wrong with you? I'm thinking all clubs in every city work the same way. Whether it's your city or New York, why would you do that? These guys aren't who you think they are. That's not streetwise at all. You're fake. You got one dude threatening blue blood, then you crying racism, then you jump in Deontay Wilder's stream talking about race don't matter, skills pay the bills. You punching Transformers in the face, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all cussing each other out, y'all cussing each other's wives out. Dysfunction at its finest. Caleb Plant slapping you in the face in Vegas. I was there. I just missed it. I just saw Jamal storm out the back door. I was like, what just happened? Blue Blood looked at me. I said, something just happened. And by the time I walked back to my hotel, somebody recorded it. And I did a little short video. I said, dang. And you know what else I just missed? Because it was like 1,000 degrees outside. You know what else I just missed? That was at the Bud and Arrow weigh-in. You know what else I just missed? I think their wives or girlfriends was fighting in the street. See, we're talking about role models? I don't think so, man. You calling out David Benavidez, then when he responds, then you say, oh, he's at 168. I'm at 160. Huh? But both of y'all jumped at the chance to tap dance for Canelo Alvarez. I just told y'all who the Charlos really are. Oh, and by the way, here's the big one. I don't care about the Canelo thing, because I already know what time it is with these fools. The big thing was, and I did a live about this, when Deontay finally responded to them, y'all remember what they said? Well, I don't know why he's talking to me. Lines in the camp. I got shooters. You got shooters? You see? And when other ethnicities hear you say that, they hear you say that. I never heard Marco Antonio Barrera say that to Eric Morales, and they hated each other. They hated each other. They threw hands at stare downs. You saw it. I never once heard them say each other that they were going to take each other's lives by way of a firearm. Never heard that. You say that about D, you invade his chat, had nothing to do with you, didn't support him, you disrespected him, and then when he responded to you, your response is, I got shooters. You's a sucker, man. And after the I got shooters comment, I still forgave you and supported you, Jamel, when it was you fighting Canelo Alvarez. I went to the presser and everything. And I said, maybe this brother's waking up now. Maybe, he was still having a touch of immaturity. And the answer is no. See a fool, play a fool. I'm not no fool. I'm done with these dudes. So there's my response. When you ask me, hey, Drew, why don't you deal with the Charlos anymore? I just explained it. Like this video and share the video. Drew Titan always supported these fighters until. I'm giving you the until. Now, let's get to the remaining foolish mortals on this page. Shakur. I'm gonna make it real brief with this kid. Because his professional career is still in its infancy. Never had a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him as a fighter. I don't have a problem with any of these guys as fighters. This has everything to do with their lack of character. So if you think, as a Tank fan, when I re-upload this video on Drew Titan LLC, if you think that you can pull up and start fussing with me over Tank or Shakur or Keyshawn or Floyd Scarfield or any one of these fighters, I'm letting you know right now, don't talk boxing with me, because I'm not talking. I'm treating this like how y'all remember what it was like having a conversation trying to defend Floyd Mayweather a decade ago on YouTube or any social media platform? We're talking about his skill set. He has a better boxing mind than Manny Pacquiao. There's a reason why he outclassed Juan Manuel Marquez. And all they could talk about was women beating. Women beating. And they talked about his character. We're having two different conversations. We're talking about the X's and O's in the ring, and you're talking about women beating. Well, when you talk to me about any one of these fighters, this type of time I'm on. Don't talk to me about skill set. Because if Shakur wins, I'm going to talk about him winning. If Keyshawn wins, I'm going to talk about him winning. If Tank wins, I'm going to talk about him winning. But I don't respect these dudes because they have zero character. Zero. Now, Shakur. I was wondering what the hell was wrong with him after Devin Haney schooled Lomachenko and he was eyeballing him in that ring. I said, man, that's not a look of a person that actually wants to fight. That's the look of a person that will slip poison in his drink. Or, he had the look of a chick that pokes holes in the condom because she sees you as a meal ticket. I'm like, why is he looking at him like that? And I already knew that they came up together and he slept on the Haney's couch and all that. And I'm like, whoa, how did we get here? And then the icing on the cake was the bottle service. Signed the contract. What do you mean sign it? What contract? I speak to Bill. Yo, y'all got a contract? He just laughed. He said, ain't got no damn contract. Contract. He didn't send no contract. Oh, so he lied. Oh, I'm sorry, you kids. Yeah, that's just trolling. Now, if he had said bottle service and it said contract coming, that'd have made more sense. But with all of this behavior, and then when he did this, and then people in the media started asking him, what's up with you and Devin, man? Hey. His responses was ridiculous. And he was getting mad that some people were saying, hey, Shakur, that's a good fight, man. That's a fight you could possibly lose. Your thoughts? And yeah, Devin D. Ryder. What? It's a 50-50 fight, man. We're saying it's a good fight. What, you want to fight people you can smoke out? Which you're mad because we're saying, yo, we don't know about this one, but probably. And he slowly turned to the dark side. And I watched him turn. I'm like, what is wrong with this kid? Good job by avoiding Floyd, but then you jumped in the bed with Top Rank? You already knew what they were going to do. You really thought you was going to get a Lomachenko fight? Bob Arum learned. Because once upon a time, Shakur, that dude that critiques you so bad, Tim Bradley, he could have went to the PBC in Fort Floyd or went to Top Rank, BFTB salute. Or he could have went to Top Rank and fought Manny Pacquiao. Tim Bradley chose to go to Top Rank for the Manny Pacquiao fight. Here's the thing. He fought Manny in the first fight and won. And where Tim Bradley thought he was going to inherit this fan base, all he got was hate mail and death threats. They were calling his wife all kinds of fat bees. He has mixed kids. They were clowning his kids that were of mixed race. And I'm saying that for a reason. I don't just say stuff. And it bothered him so bad, he got in a ring with Ruslan Provodnikov and fought the dumbest fight in the world. He still won, but he didn't need to stand in front of that Kazakhstan guy like that. He could have outboxed him. He got emotional and fought a dumb fight. Shakur, you wouldn't have done that. And that's what I said. One of the things I said, man, they ripping this kid for pitching a shutout. The difference is if Shakur fought Ruslan Provodnikov, Tim Bradley, Ruslan wouldn't have touched him. Tim Bradley have to fight like that. Tim Bradley that fought Ruslan Provodnikov and the Tim Bradley that fought Juan Manuel Marquez are two different Tim Bradleys. But he still had the makeup call because he ran it back with Manny Pacquiao and he's doing somersaults in the ring. That was the I'm sorry. Please get off my back. The Coonan is at an on-time high. So then Shakur, in a glorified marketing scheme, starts waving a Puerto Rican flag. And it was at that point I asked, what is this kid doing? Now, some cats that follow me, that don't think as deep as me, they DM me. Some of them text me. It's like, yo, Drew, what's the problem with him being half Puerto Rican? I said, nothing. I just find him waving that flag mighty convenient. Well, Drew, you know I'm Puerto Rican or I'm Latino. Some of these guys wasn't even Puerto Rican. They were just Latino. Just they were trying to take it there. Like I have a problem with the whole race. With the whole race of people. No. I'm like, okay, you watch my show, but do you watch my show? Because I think I was very clear. But I'll explain it. It says mighty convenient that he's waving that flag and he's on Top Rank. Top Rank notoriously do not see value in black fighters no matter how good they are. And Shakur is damn good. They're not promoting him. He hasn't been on pay-per-view yet. I don't see Bob Arum saying, I haven't seen anything like this since Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Muhammad Ali. No. Those type of strokes are reserved for guys like Vasily Lomachenko. And like I said, Bob Arum learned. He signed Bradley, and Bradley got the nod against Manny Pacquiao. That wasn't in the itinerary. So what makes you think you going to Top Rank, you was going to get a shot at Vasily Lomachenko? What made you think that, man? Tim ain't tell you? Oh, these are things you're supposed to know. When Shakur threw an uppercut and hit a girl in the face in Jersey, and it was all caught on video, beating up people in the street, and he got arrested, they took his mugshot and put it up on BoxRec. Y'all remember that? And what did we have to do? We got active. We wrote emails. In fact, somebody went in the boxing rec and put it back to his Olympic picture. And then the same person that put the mugshot up there went back in and put the mugshot back. Y'all remember we had to write emails, and what BoxRec did was they put it back to a regular picture, and then they changed the rules and said, you can't come in there and change pictures no more. Something. But we got active for him. And my question was, I wonder how many Puerto Ricans did that for him. That's a valid question. Maybe some did, but I don't know. Normally, when any other race of people stand in the pocket for their athletes, they let you know that they're doing it for them. I know black people stood in the pocket for Shakur because you know what? It was the right thing to do. It was wrong. Who did that? And why? And then they put it back? Get out of here, man. That wasn't right for this kid. And then after that, he starts waving the Puerto Rican flag. Now, all right, now, I understand that your daddy is Puerto Rican. You want to honor his, I don't know, his legacy. That's fine. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with that. But to me, it seemed like a sucker play. Mighty convenient for you to wave that flag. It looked like marketing to me. The time for you to wave that flag was in the Olympics, where the Boricuas could have actually saw you. Hey, man, he's American, but why is that black kid waving that flag? Oh, he's honoring his father. That's honorable. You know what? I like that. You should have been waving that in the Olympics, kid. You're named after Tupac, and your last name is Stevenson. You're black. Oh, your father's Puerto Rican? Fine. But it seemed like marketing. Marketing. You were using the Puerto Rican people. That's how I took it. And you gave us your behind the kiss. That's what you did. You didn't see no value in you being black. I don't care if you're biracial. I'm looking at what you did. I'm looking at how you behaved, how you treated Devin. And then on the way out, he offered you 25% and a shot at 4 belts and on pay-per-view. You tell him you know your worth. No. And Fort De Los Santos, you won, but it was a stinker. Did you make as much money with De Los Santos that you would have made with Devin in a shot at 4 belts, a fight that you could have won? Because Devin was drained. Remember you said that, he's gonna be drained. K. Corleone, I don't know. But it's like that on Wikipedia too. You can go in there and tweak certain things. And I didn't know you could do that on BoxRec, but when I remember being in the barbershop on Fred's show, and someone in the chat was like, yo, they put Shakur's mugshot on BoxRec, and we all went to BoxRec. I was like, yo! Wow. They really did that. Meanwhile, you can't find a Sergey Kovalev mugshot. Because that was the first thing I said. I said, we need to put Sergey Kovalev's mugshot on his BoxRec. Great. Who has it? Yeah, about that. These kids know nothing about privilege. I don't know what his relationship is with his father. I don't know if he's passed on or nothing. But did your mama sit you down and tell you how life works? What it is to be a black person in this world? And there's certain things you don't do. There's certain things you do and you don't do. Just out of respect. Now let's get to this fake Bob Marley. The illegitimate kid of Bob Marley. I ain't gonna be long because his career is in its infancy. Keyshawn Davis. You bigged up Ryan Garcia. The world found out that he cheated. And what do? You and Shakur get on a live stream with this guy, literally begging this dude for a fight. A dude with a loss, a no contest, and a drugged up racist. Y'all said he was cool. I heard you say it. And y'all begging for a fight. Keyshawn, there's no coming back from this. I don't care, you son Teofimo Lopez, but I don't care for that dude either. There's no coming back from this, dude. Every black fighter around Ryan Garcia should be like, nah, don't even speak to me, dogs. It's like what happens don't apply to them. If it involves them making money, it don't apply to them. It don't apply. No self-respect, no dignity, no character. The way he was using the N-word, that don't bother you? You pressed him. You said something about it, but all he said was, "Yo, I was, that's just not how I get down. Don't try to push that narrative." And you was like, "Okay, well, how about this fight? Because you think about your bank account. There's no coming back from this, man. And you ain't been around in the limelight long enough for me to even care about anything you do. But I've seen what you did outside the ring. You lack character. I no longer care about you, dude. Whatever happens, happens. If you win, if you're doing something in the ring that's worth speaking about, I'll speak about it. But just notice now, I don't respect anybody on this page. And that brings me to the Scarfield family behind him. His pillow-biting dad and Junior right there. Junior, your dad put a mark on you because of what he said. According to Floyd Scarfield Sr., the pillow biter that he is, according to him, Osterine is not why Ryan won the fight. According to him. According to him, drugs and cheating is not why fighters win or lose. And he'll try and make that case. AJ just knocked out Helenius. Helenius was drugged up. I remember Oscar De La Hoya beat Fernando Vargas, and Fernando Vargas popped later. Things like that happen. But what we're talking about is principle. Principle. They cheated. You're not supposed to be talking that up in any way, shape, or form. And you with a son in this business who's undefeated, telling you right now, his light skin won't save him. If your son is a victim of poor judging, poor refereeing, faulty equipment, luggage being lost at the airport, somebody in your camp, Paul, what up? Appreciate you. Somebody in your camp giving information to the rival camp. If anything happens to your son, you have removed all complaints by things that you said. You are actually walking around like this business can't come back around. Xavier, what up? That can't come around and do you dirty. These fighters are walking around like it can't happen to him. The only person it didn't happen to was Floyd, and they tried with Maidana. They tried. But Floyd has now sold his soul. He's a part of the machine. So I ain't going to stay with the Floyd Scarfield situation. You already know how I feel. He's a turncoat. He's a monkey. CB Sports, salute. He's a monkey. He's a self-hating monkey. He's a pillow biter. And he's going to get everything he deserves. The midget that he is. And just as a point of information, Floyd Scarfield is what, 5'5", 5'6"? And his hair-waving, mascara-wearing father is visibly shorter than him. And speaking of short, let's go to Tank Davis. Tank Davis is the absolute worst. He is the absolute worst. He is the fake, he's the most fake brother, the most fake. Okay, Abdullah. That's good information to know. Tank, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that just got here, I'm explaining what my issue is with these fighters. So when you get these new Johnny-come-lately fans, why are you hating on Tank? Yeah, I do hate Tank. I do hate the Charles. I do hate AJ. I do hate Shakur. I do hate Floyd Mayweather. I do hate the Scarfields. I do hate Shane Mosley. I do hate Keyshawn Davis. Hate as how y'all use the phrase hate. hate. Hold on, y'all. Bert, salute. But Macadon 1, salute. Smash the like button, y'all. You send people to this video when I get to upload it on my boxing channel when I get a minute. You send them to this video. Oh, why Drew hating on these guys? Yeah, I explained it. So now we up to Tank. No doubt, Xavier. Now we up to Tank. Tank has no knowledge of self. He's ignorant. And this is another dude at some point in his life is going to get everything he deserves. And what I don't want is if something happens to him in the ring by way of corruption, that is visible corruption, all you're going to get from me is me pointing at it and saying, look, you see that there? This is actually what we wanted to protect him from, but, you know, his ignorant self didn't want to hear it. Now, where do I begin with Tank? I can start anywhere. Now, mind you, to the foolish mortals, I'm not here to talk about anybody's skill set. I'm not here to talk about anybody's skill set. Don't care. We're talking about the lack of character of these black fighters on this page. They have no character. Tank Davis has no character. Where he lost me, when he stood in the pocket for Ryan Garcia. That's where he lost me. And I tried, man. And I need y'all to understand something. At no point, Shakur, Tank, Frank Martin, Devin, I never rooted against those brothers. I never, ever, ever rooted against those brothers. I never did. I never did. I never rooted against Tank until he fought Frank Martin. And he made it easy. I wanted to be impartial. But he made it impossible. Not difficult, impossible. This fool stood in the pocket for Ryan Garcia. Told Ryan Garcia, I'm standing in the pocket for you, and if I find out you lying, I'm going to punch you or do this, that. And Ryan responds, I didn't cheat, but we can run it back if you want. You find out that Ryan, he actually cheated. He was suspended with a slap on the wrist for a year. Prior to that, Tank was trying to explain, if he popped, why did it take 72 hours to, man, shut up. Shut up, you midget. You dummy. You know how the drug testing works. AJ fought Hellenist and he popped and they found out later. I just told you Fernando Vargas was drugged up fighting Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar got the stoppage, but he was drugged up. There's some cases where people get caught before they get to the ring. But in most cases, they don't. And I'm going to make a huge point after this. You stand in the pocket for Ryan, right? Didn't you not call Ryan a cheater? Let me put this up there. Did you not call Ryan Garcia a cheater? You made sure he didn't do that to you. But he didn't cheat Devin. Devin didn't do a quarter of the stuff that you did to him. You had people in his camp telling you everything that he did, what kind of injuries he's had, and whether he ate breakfast in the morning. See, Tank, Floyd taught you how to do that because Floyd knows that this is a scumbag game. 1 second, y'all. Gotta take this call. I swear to God, I asked people to call me at 12 and it's 11:20. What are you doing? Anyway, so Tank made sure Floyd trained him well. He made sure he left no stone unturned, and he drained Ryan into that fight. He caught Ryan a cheater. So how do we go from that to everything that you knew he was going to do to you, he didn't do to Devin? Devin and Deontay, their issue is they thought that some of these dudes that they were in the ring with had integrity. That's what they thought. And now they understand there ain't no integrity in this sport. But you see, Tank understands that too, which is why you won't be able to cheat him until you'll be able to cheat him. Now, Floyd done sold his soul, and now Floyd is his enemy. So now he needs to watch his back, his front, his side, his north, south, east, and west. But how did we get here in this picture? This dude cheated your Muslim brother, Abdul Wahid. Yeah, I'm going there too. And mind you, this is after Ryan Garcia had a meltdown in a hotel and was escorted out with a helmet on his head, looking like Magneto from the X-Men. Next time, if I find out you cheated, I'm going to slap you. This will look like a slap to me. But, you know, Tank is no stranger to threatening people and not making good on them. Pulled up on Devin, right? Not on some brotherly stuff. Pulled right up on him to beef with him at a club. For what exactly? What was that? Your Muslim brother, your black brother. And you had a fight lined up. Why are you pulling up on Devin like that? It could have been for a fight because Turk Al-Sheikh said, I got 50 million for you in Saudi. You could fight Devin for 50 million. He said, send me 2 Ferraris. I don't know what kind of math that is, but I ain't going to put that on the city of Baltimore. I'm just going to say that this kid is an effing idiot. You could buy a bunch of Ferraris for $50 million. What's wrong with you, dude? You could buy at least 4 and trick him out. But you could have fought Devin for 50 million. But you pull up at a club and threaten to slap him for free? What? Where's your character? Especially since this guy that you're shaking hands and smiling with, this guy cheated Devin. But you don't care. You want to invite him out to buy him drinks, right? But I know. The young cats can be like, oh, well, he was just trolling. No. Listen, trolling gets you stomped out in my day. Trolling gets you stomped out today. Don't be coming up to me whenever you see these white kids, whatever, they're phoning out, interviewing people, or these young black kids. No. You ain't gonna play with me. As soon as they come up to me, it happens in Times Square when I walk through Times Square. Hey, excuse me, can I ask you a question? No, get away from me. I know what you're doing. I'm on social media. You're gonna ask me no trick questions, and no. I will knock your teeth out your mouth. You ain't gonna play with me. I grew up throwing hands. What about you? Everything is a joke. It's not a joke. How many of those kids trolled in the street and got killed? Look that up. A lot of them. Look that up. Ain't work out. Oh, he was just out there, doing content. Yeah, you played with the wrong one. And they thought they was actually getting robbed. There was this one white kid who did something to this black guy, and the black guy thought his life was in danger. He pulled out his legal carry and shot the kid and killed him. And they went to the video and everything. They said, oh, no. He thought he was getting robbed or something, so he defended himself. Stop playing. So you can't tell me he's trolling. Ryan Garcia said he wanted to resurrect George Floyd, delete him again, and join the Ku Klux Klan, and here Tank is shaking his hand. And even I think the George Floyd comment was after this, but still in all, you on Twitter every day. Where are you on Twitter talking about, man, that's bad, Ryan? He said nothing. Now let me bring this full circle to y'all, because I know a lot of people y'all just don't hear me, or y'all just still regardless. I love Tank. Let me point out some facts for y'all. Non-black fighters. Margarito was caught. He was thrown out of the sport for 1 year. Bob Arum brought him back, and he was awarded with a Manny Pacquiao payday. He paid for it with his eye being permanently deformed, but whatever. He still got a Manny Pacquiao fight for trying to cheat Shane Mosley. But he cheated Kermit Cintron and tried to kill Miguel Cotto. Eventually, Cotto got his lick back, but he should have been thrown out the sport. Y'all remember Cletus Selden, who's an active fighter now? The Hebrew Hammer out of Brooklyn? He beat Zab Judah. Zab Judah almost died. He had blood on the brain. Come to find out, Cletus Selden popped dirty. Did y'all know that? Cletus Selden, I think he just fought not too long ago. But no one cared. Robert Helenius was suspended for 2 years for popping dirty after AJ knocked him out. But I remember looking at AJ's face. AJ looked like he had a fight with a monster because his eyes were swollen. I said, dang, either he swells easy or Helenius really got some pop. Canelo was caught, got a minor suspension. He was the first franchise champion when Charlo's turn came up. No one cared. So he ducked Maul Charlo. He's still considered the face of boxing. He ducked Triple G. When Mauricio Silliman said, hey, it's time for you to fight Triple G, he says, nope, take this belt. I ain't doing it. Y'all remember that? Remember Triple G? Just give me my belt. Well, eventually they fought. He fought to a draw. A lot of people thought Triple G won. But then Canelo popped. Nobody cares, right? Boxing media, speaking of Triple G, they compared Triple G to Marvin Hagler. And they sold that idea to the public. Listen, man, Triple G was not even as good as Bernard Hopkins at middleweight. They went straight to, they just skipped Bernard and went straight to Hagler. That was a spit in our face as a community. Nobody cared. They told us that Vasily Lomachenko was the best thing since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard loses his second pro fight. Nobody cared. He kept getting opportunities. He has 3 losses right now. And we just knew, and I'm talking to Tank fans, we just knew he was up next. He sat back and said, I'm bored with it. I don't need to do it. I'm good. He's acting like the A-side. I'll do it when I'm ready. Meanwhile, you two mongoloids, Shakur and Tank, y'all fight it out so he could swoop in and pick up the scraps. But y'all don't care. We as a community we've been through this and much more. So why is it that in this atmosphere, we are seeing the rise of these knuckle-dragging super apes? How is this possible? I'll tell you why. The lack of black fathers, the lack of teachings of black fathers, because you can have a black father, but if your black father's a street dude, it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to make a difference. The lack of self-awareness, the lack of history of the sport as it pertains to black fighters. You think just because you got 10 million in your bank account, that makes you have all the character that you need to exist in life? No. Look at Money Mayweather. All the money in the world, no character. He's bought and paid for, no character. Keyshawn Davis, no character. Floyd Scarfield Sr., no character. And the sins of the father is going to be a direct reflection on his son. You watch what I tell you. And I ain't wishing anything on him. I don't need to. I just know how life works. Life is 360 degrees. You get what you put out. Floyd put something out there, and when Floyd Jr., his son, start making some waves, they say, you know what? He could offset what we're planning. Put something in his drink. Make sure that guy gets to the ring with skin gloves. Y'all know how this goes. Or do you? You heard what Teofimo Lopez said in 2018 in reference to Devin Haney. You heard it. The fix was in from the WBO and the WBC. He wasn't supposed to say that out loud, but he was so comfortable. Hey, I could do what I want. Doesn't that doesn't sound like Ryan Garcia, whom he identifies with? He wants to say the N-word too. Keyshawn. When are y'all gonna wake up? Never. So I don't look for y'all to. I used to say, who raised these kids? Not any real black men that I'm used to being around. Shane Mosley is just a crybaby. He's just mad because he got caught. He's not taking accountability. But if Floyd Mayweather Jr. has no character, look around you. Look at this page. He's been around Shakur. He's been around Tank. AJ has no knowledge of self. He's learning late in life. When George Floyd was murdered, all he did was pick up the microphone and said, yeah, black people, we need to support our own business. And Twitter tore him up. AJ, I hope you lose your next fight. He didn't say kill Whitey. All he said what black people need to do was everything that the China ban does. There's a place called Chinatown in every city in the United States, probably overseas too. We have a Chinatown, we have a little Korea, we have a little Italy, we have a little Tokyo, right here in New York. And they're all Brooklyn. There's a whole Jewish community over there. The Jewish dollar exchanges hands 8 to 9 times before it leaves the community. They take care of each other. They support their own businesses. AJ grabs a mic and says black people need to do the same thing, and they want him dead. I did a video about that when it happened. And I said, why is it Eddie Hearn all over Twitter and talking out loud, leave him alone, he's right. He didn't do that. He played politics. So that was his N-word wake-up call. You getting poisoned in the garden. That wasn't enough? The George Floyd situation, that wasn't enough? Wake up! The Charlos, who raised those dudes? I think their father stood around, but what kind of job did he do? One of them is crazy, the other one has no knowledge of self. Shakur has no loyalty. He don't know what brotherhood, he don't know what family, he don't know what community is. None. And Tank Davis is the biggest monkey of all. Literally. H tattooed on his chest. There it is right there. You rip Ryan Garcia, but when he's in the ring with your brother, you defend him. Self-hatred at its finest. You're intimidated by that man. You don't like the fact that his father is instrumental in his life. And that's the problem that Floyd has with him. That's the problem that Floyd Scarfield has with him. We loving brown people, y'all. Miguel. You jerk. These guys are not my brothers. I supported all of these guys at one point and I explained it. So if you can look past all the nonsense and support these guys unconditionally, you go right ahead. If they're doing something in the ring that I care about, I'll talk about it. But I'm talking about the fight. I could be at a fight and they could be surrounded by cameras. I don't want to talk to them personally. I don't. It's hard for me to support you when you have a lack of character. I never rooted against Tank, and that's the difference between myself and the rest of these fools. I never rooted against Tank until he pulled all of this recent nonsense. You Tank fans root against everybody else that's not Tank. You hope Devin lose. You hope Frank Martin lose. You hope Shakur lose. Champside said it yesterday. Y'all quiet as hell. When Devin and Bill was around, 135, Bill had to do everything. Bill had to call Al. Bill had to take short money, something that they've done in the past. Bill had to do everything. Well, Devin's at 140 now. So now Shakur, who's a belt holder, and Tank's the belt holder. Y'all quiet. I don't hear anyone call Jay Prince, call Al Heyman. I don't hear none of that talk. I don't hear it. So I don't support this kid, and I don't support his fan base. You guys are knuckleheads and knuckle draggers. I don't respect you. I don't like you. I don't respect Tank. I don't respect anybody on this picture. I don't like anybody on this picture. I'm going to keep it boxing. If they have a classic fight, I'll talk about it. But don't ask me, hey, man, but, you know, I heard Tank is a good kid. No, he's an a-hole. Well, why do you say that? Well, go to my channel, and it says Drew Titan always supported these fighters until. You're going to see some pictures there. And just listen. Tank burned the bridge with me. All of these dudes, you don't put in your immediate circle. And that's what I live by. If I don't think I could hang with you and break bread with you and just talk real life stuff to you, because all of these dudes are idiots. I can't talk no real life stuff with any of these dudes. I believe that. Especially Tank. I'm his senior. If I ain't talking about the latest rap song or tattoos, I ain't nothing to say. He could be my child, literally. Literally. These guys have burned bridges, bro. And these guys are not my brothers. If you keep people like this, with the lack of character in your circle, it's gonna happen to you. And I'm saying don't complain. They're about themselves. And they don't care what happens to you. They don't care about you. A real friend, if they point out a character flaw with you, and they pull you to the side and say, look, man, you did A, B, and C. Shouldn't have did that. Being an adult is self-reflecting and say, you know what? I don't understand why. And if the person can articulate, yo, look, this was happening. You said this, and that. And if that person is really right, only your ego will permit you from accepting what was being said. But if you're an adult, and you say, you could look back and say, man, you know what? You're right. That shows character. Tank Davis has no character. The Charlos have no character. Anthony Joshua has no character. Shakur Stevenson has displayed no character. Keyshawn Davis has displayed no character. Floyd Scarfield Sr. has displayed no character. Shane Mosley is surprisingly lacks character. A decade later, you still blaming Victor Conte, dude. You lack character. I don't trust you dudes. Stay away from me. I hate boxing, y'all. I really do. Because I know what it entails. And if y'all not subscribed to Scrapbook, because to understand what's going on in the future, you have to understand the past. Because these dudes will turn around and get poisoned and be like, oh my God, the judges. Did we not see what happened to O'Shaquie Foster? That was corruption at its finest. Now they ordered an immediate rematch. And this time, Shock might go out there and do something out of character and get himself hurt. Because he might go in there talking about, hey man, I outclassed him. What more can I do? I got to knock him out. He might put himself in harm's way now and do something out of character and hurt himself. But we shouldn't be talking about a rematch. He should still be champion. But you don't look at what they did prior. They tried to get him. They tried to get him in Mexico. They tried to get him in the fight before that. They let a Mexican guy, get to the ring with loaded gloves. You remember that? They've been trying to get this guy for a long time. Now they got him. And the best they could do is order a rematch. not narrow it down to say, well, what judges did this? Mauricio Suleiman was just talking about in championship fights, I need 6 judges. Magically. The same guy who started franchise status. The same guy that said, oh, Fury didn't cheat. I was in both locker rooms. Tay Jones sent me videos. He said, no, he wasn't there. He was there long enough to see who. I said, who wrapped their hands, Mauricio? I don't know. But you was in both locker rooms. He's lying to our face. Alejandro Jimenez and Franchon Cruz Deserve. Never forget these things. Bob Arum. Some dude was debating with BFTB a couple of weeks ago. He said, oh, you going to tell me Bob Arum's a liar? I said, does he know who? Oh, my God. Bob Arum's whole office was invaded by the FBI. Bob Arum admitted that they fixed fights. The WBO has a no black fighter board in their offices. The late Cameron Duncan confirmed that. So all these Negroes are operating under those conditions and there ain't no cheating in boxing? It's not a question of what happens to you, it's when it's gonna happen to you. But I ain't got time to school these kids because they got millions in the bank and you can't tell them nothing. I'm just watching. But when it happens to them, I'm gonna be right here saying I told you so. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Much love and appreciation, everybody, man. Stay blessed. And you already know what time it is, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.